We're starting the live early. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm yawning again. It's not good. Who's going to be the first to join this morning? Do we know what the weather forecast is like for today? Rain, rain, rain. So be quiz, quiz, quiz. Good morning, Sheila, my lovely lady. How are you? Morning, Bronwyn from down under. Morning, Carol. Morning, Kelly. Hope everybody's well this morning. Carol, hope you're feeling a bit better, my beautiful lady. Sending loads of healing to you. Morning, PJ. Hope everybody's well this fine day, or evening, or afternoon. So yeah, I'm all good. I fell asleep before John got back in last night. I sort of like passed out in my chair. I just couldn't keep my eyes open. Don't know what was wrong with me last night. I think I needed matchsticks. I'm gonna yawn. I don't know why. Every time I come on alive, I'm yawning in the morning. That rhymed, Andrew? I'm yawning in the morning, and I don't know why. Because I actually had a really good night's sleep last night, but I do think I'm catching up on sleep that I missed out on the other day. Weather forecast for today is rain, rain, and more rain. So I think tonight is going to be quiz night. Quiz night or tarot. I'll surprise you when we come on at 9:30. To what we're doing. I'm going. Oh, bloody hell! I'm even drinking coffee. Yeah, definite rain, 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 rain. Yes, rain, rain, rain till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
About 2 o'clock in the
My counsel went down my arm yesterday, recut and my arms up, killing me. Oh, bless you, Kelly. That pain's worth it though. So I think tonight's going to be the quiz night or tarots. I'll decide as we go on because I'll see what the weather's going to be like over the weekend as well. It will be one of my quizzes. I have found some interesting things that I can share for quiz questions. Some of them a bit weird, actually. More weird, I think, than silly. It's a muggy start of the day. Finished a cabinet just in time for shower, shit, and shampoo. Well, I'm having a shower, shit, and shampoo when we've finished the live, minus the shit. But yes, no, I'm jumping in shower when we've finished because we are off later to meet up again with Andy and Becky because we got us.
shower, shave, and shampoo.
Nah, shower shit. Love my quizzes. Thank you, Carol. Cheers, Kelly. But yes, we are off to meet Andy and Becky again because we got the times mixed up the other day. We actually turned up to Andy's and they wasn't in. They'd popped to the shops and because I don't know whether I said we were going to be there for 1 o'clock, but my appointment were 11 at doctor's, and then we went straight over to Andy's, which got us there for about 12ish because I were only in and out at doctor's. Yeah, I think about 5 to 12. I think we got there for. We hung about for about 10 minutes, and then we left a note saying we'd gone. And then Andy phoned me up and he went, "You weren't supposed to be coming while 1 o'clock." So me and my timing got it wrong. So today I said we'd be there between 12 and 1. But I've got to jump each shower, and then Joe's got to jump each shower, so we'll probably get there for about 1. But at least I can text him now. I've got his number, so I can text him. So yes, the quiz tonight will be, if it is the quiz, it could be tarots. I am going to be across on members later to do members tarot readings. But I will put the time on because it'll be obviously after we get back from Andy's, and I don't know what time that'll be. So I will put a post on members later on and on main page to let you know what time I will be in members doing tarot readings. So please, if you can join us for that. And then, oh, stop me bloody yawning. Let me have a mouthful of coffee and see if that helps. I've burnt my lips. I've burnt my lips. I forgot coffee's hot, especially black coffee. God, my eyes look so bad. I am so glad I'm wearing glasses because can you see my eyes? They're looking like sheep's fannies again. I'm sorry, but I'm obsessed with how my eyes look, and my eyes look really, really bad. I want to win for Facebook revenge. Hey, Andrew, you've got it. We've got to. Facebook's got to start winning. YouTube's won 3, I think. So, yeah, YouTube's sort of like kicking ass. So come on, Facebookers, you're supposed to be you're supposed to be a great team. It's a good job. It's all for a bit of fun, though. Hey, Rachel, hope you're well, my sweet lady. So yeah, don't forget, guys, if it is a quiz tonight, whether it's a quiz tonight or tomorrow, make sure that you have a pen and paper to take note of your answers. But all answers need to be put into chat, A, B, or C, the answers, because that way then we can validate that you said what you've said.
We used to have a D, but Lindsay couldn't think of 4 answers.
Oh dear. My favourite one I think I did were about continents around country. It was sort of around world. It was something to do with continents. Well, it were easy because I'd only got one continent in there. Love your mug. Little Miss Trouble. It should read Double Trouble. I know.
When I said other 2 answers weren't summer.
That was quiz on my last quiz, but nobody picked it up. You are not winning, Andrew. You can't beat YouTube. You can't win. Carol's challenging you. Had a good start with 3 wins in a row. I blame the quiz mistress. Morning, Sophie, my lovely. Been streamed on my TV. Wow. No, to be honest, I love streaming on TV. I think you see a wider picture and you can catch a little bit more, I think, especially if it's a clear picture. Can't blame me, Andrew. I just read them. Morning, makeup. You're well, my lovely. So yeah, guys, if it's a quiz, make sure you've got pen and paper handy because you do need to write your answers down on your paper because that way then you can add them up at the end. Hope you're well, Mick. So it's going to be a class quiz if we do a quiz tonight. But like I say, it could be tarots. We did the pendulum yesterday. Members, I will be doing, like I said, tarots will be later on this afternoon, and pendulum I think I might do tomorrow on members. So I can try and get as many as I can get in, because when I do pendulum, because it's not a quick thing, I only normally get about 2 or 3 in if we're lucky, 4 at a push. But yeah, I keep forgetting that coffee's a bit warm. Oh dear. Oh bloody hell. So yeah, last night's investigation were good. I enjoyed last night's investigation. I love that place. I love Keely's Mill. I just think that there is I accept the challenge. The gauntlet is down. Carol, the gauntlet's been thrown. Good luck. Last night's investigation, love last night's investigation. There's just something so special about that place. There's that place, and then there's the Abbey that we go to. Them 2 places for me just hold such a special connection. I mean, where the mill is anyway, that area we cover quite a lot. But it's just, yeah, I think we've just got a good connection going there, especially John when he goes. 50s to 70s music quiz, I stand a good chance. Yeah, but if I did a music quiz, it wouldn't be knowledgeable, would it? And my quizzes are so knowledgeable.
Right.
You could do 10 quiz.
Yeah, but you could sing a line from a song.
Sing a line from a song, and then they have to guess the song. Yeah. That'd be all right if I could sing in tune, or I knew what. Could do. I might look at doing that, singing a line from a song.
Yes, the song of the artist.
Yeah, song and artist. Yeah, but the artist could be really bad. Because there could be two artists to one song, so you'd have to. I'd have to have answers to both. Carol says you're on, Andrew. You're on. Bad idea. I'm dog sitting. They keep looking at the TV when you laugh, all confused. Bless them. Oh dear. Andrew, poor God, no. Name that tune. Yeah, Carol, we'll play Name That Tune. Do you know that's a great idea? Oh dear. That's a great idea, that. I'm going to look into that, Name That Tune. I might actually do 10 or 5 questions to name that tune and see how it goes. That's just going to be hilarious. That's just going to be so funny. I'm not going to be able to stop laughing because I know songs that I'll go for. Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good. It'd be interesting. So that's going to be a good one. Let's find out what happened on this day in history. So it is the 6th of August. No, it's not. It's the 7th of August, even Stephen. The 7th of August. So let's see what happened on this day. Need to go to shop for pet food. Don't want to. Oh, bless. Andrew's put easy peasy. Okay. Oh, bless you, Sheila. Just take phone with you. Sing along with Lindsay. Can you imagine, Diane? Oh, dear. The bullet is sped out of the muzzle of the Lee Enfield rifle, spinning its axis towards the enemy at 744 meters per second. It was the 7th of August, 1914, and the first British shot off the First World War had been fired. Appropriately for a war that would be a global conflict. The first shot was not fired on the Western Front, nor was it fired by a Briton. The man who pulled the trigger was Elijah Grunshay, a soldier in the Gold Coast Regiment in West Africa, and he did so while invading German-held Togoland. Togoland was an isolated German colony surrounded by ocean to the south and by British and French-ruled territories to the north, west and east. It was wholly defenceless apart from its German instructed police force. Nevertheless, it was strategically important because of the radio transmitters it possessed that allowed it to communicate both with other German colonies in southwest and eastern Africa, with German shipping in the South Atlantic. When war was declared, the British Empire sent the Gold Coast Regiment into Togoland on the, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. On the 7th of August, the soldiers were met by a large group of Togoland police force, which opened fire. Grunshay shot back, thereby firing the first British shots of the war. On the following day, resistance in Togoland began to collapse. Not long afterwards, the radio transmitters were destroyed to ensure they did not fall into British hands. The colony's formal surrender to the British and the French took place on the 26th of August, 4 days after the first British shot is thought to have been fired on the Western Front by Edward Thomas. The first Commonwealth casualty of the war was Greenwich comrade Private Barley, killed shortly after Grunshay's own claim to fame, though his name does not appear on the memorial to the fallen of the Gold Coast Regiment because no Africans' names did. How disgusting is that? That's right, bad. That's disgusting that no Africans' name were mentioned for what part they played in World War One. I think there should be. I think all names of people that fought in wars should be mentioned, regardless of which country, which race, or anything. I think they all should be mentioned because they all did a grand job. Once upon a time, I can remember the second serial number on the labels, but my mind is not the same Then mini breakdown 20 years ago. Oh, morning, Nanny Lane. Morning, Rhoda. Um, wow, records here. Do you know, I used to be really good at memorizing phone numbers. You know, when we used to have to dial before we had to just click a number. I used to be able to remember phone numbers off by heart. I was really good at remembering numbers. Yeah, great. I agree, Lisa. Yeah, they should. I think it doesn't matter if they fought in World War One, World War Two. In fact, if they're fighting in a war today, all soldiers should get mentioned because they all played that part. And if he was the first person to fire, which it is recorded that he was, then that were a big moment, and he should take some credit for that. That's well, whether it's credit or whether it's well, I don't know how they'd word it for some. But yeah, morning, Kelly, my lovely. So yeah, so that's my agreement on the day. My great granddad, he was in the First World War because Spice Girls around. My great granddad, he was in the First World War because Spice Girls around there. A child goes to see his medals. Oh wow, Kelly. It annoyed me when black people went to war, fought USA, and then they were segregated. Exactly, Andrew. They were all fighting brother to brother, supposedly. But you know, I think racism and it is racism. There's no other word for it. It goes back centuries. But in today's day and age, and I can't speak for all the countries and I can't speak for all the people, but for me, there's racism that comes within everyone. It doesn't matter whether you're white, black, pink, green, yellow, purple, orange, or blue. It doesn't make no difference to skin color. There is racism amongst all, and I think that there's all these big rallies to do with one race, that they're the ones that are getting segregated, and I personally, a lot of that is coming from past events and not necessarily what's happening today. And it's like we're remembering the past, but we're not letting go of the past. The past is always going to be thrown in people's faces. I weren't living when the slavery of whites and blacks and Jews and everything else was happening. So I don't understand how we can still be getting blamed for things that we didn't have a say in or we didn't have control over, if that makes sense. And I don't mean that to come across in a bad way, but it's like we can't let go of past things, and because we can't let go of the past, this is why it's still being brought forward. Instead of learning from the past, we're still getting a lot of anger and hatred coming up from the past, that's still being used and thrown about today. The government and the papers have a lot to blame for this. If there is going to end up being a race war between, like I said, whites, blacks, pinks, greens, yellows, blues, whatever colours. If there's going to be a race war, it's going to be caused by the media, and it's also going to be caused by the government, because they're the ones that are, for me, they're pushing towards it. They're the ones that are causing the hate. They're the ones that are giving mixed signals. They're the ones that aren't making things right. They're not correcting things that do. Friends of all colours and races. We're multicultural in High Wycombe. Do you know what though, Andrew? We all are. We all are. We've all got friends. And do you know what? I'm not going to say what colour skin they are. I've got friends. And I'm not, do you know, there's no differentiating to, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, I'm not racist or because I've got this and that. I'm not. I've got friends and I think really highly of my friends. And do you know what? I've got so much respect for them all. Some of them I don't know. Some of them are knobheads, but that's just the case our life is, isn't it? But for me, I don't know why we have to reference or why we have to say that we've got such and such a race as a friend.
There's knobheads about.
Do you know, there's knobheads about in each one.
Creed,
Exactly.
sexual orientation or anything.
Nothing. There's no beds about. Do you know what? There is people that are still very racist to this day, but you can't class a small minority with everybody else from that place. Do you know what I mean? And I just think it's wrong that everybody gets brought into it or tarred with same brushes when we're all individuals and we've all got different thoughts and different ideas. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we are a multicultural race, and we've all got friends from different cultures. Do you know? You just say my friend. I do, Sheila, because that's what everybody is. They're my friend. You know, that sounds like that's my friend. But they're my friends, and that's how I see them. I don't see them in any other form. They're there if I need them. My husband's grand was in the First and Second World War. Yeah, Rachel, do you know? I mean, I think my pop he fought in Second World War. I don't know. I think my other granddad though. I think he was very young in First World War when he fought, and he fought in World War II as well. But he were a dickhead, so I don't really know much about him. Good and bad in all races and religions. Problem with modern society is that everything must have a label, and it's the label that ignites the. Do you know what, Kelly? I 100 agree with that. Everything needs to have a label. The papers label it, the government labels it. My dad fought for Korea. Most country dogs are multicultural and they are the best in the area. Exactly, Gemma. Do you know what? But again, it doesn't matter what colour skin a doctor has or what colour skin a teacher has. They're doing the job exactly the same as the person in the next room. They've worked so hard to reach the positions that they've done. They've not just been handed the position with a silver spoon. Okay, some families may be able to just pay for medical to go on a medical university course, and some families have to really scrape for that. We can't help that divide in society that way, where there's rich and poor. But the rich have worked. A lot of them have worked, whether the ones that are handed the money haven't. But a lot of these families that have got money have worked hard from generations or young ages to accomplish what they've done. Do I think we could all do that? Yeah, I do. I think every one of us could do that if we had the opportunity, because that's the big difference. We're not all given the same opportunities, and if we was all given the same opportunities, yeah, I think that we could. I think a lot more people would be financially better off, but unfortunately the opportunities aren't there for everybody. Which is just like a spoil sport. Do you know what I mean? My dad fought in Korea. That's right. Interesting, Nanny Lynn. Show me respect, you get back. If you're going to be a knobhead, don't speak to me. Exactly, Sophie. I think, that, like I said before, I've said it on many lives, I refuse to watch the news. I refuse to listen to government. I had my injection because I wanted the injection, not because of this pandemic that we've had going off. I have the flu jab every year because I'm high risk to getting the flu. So people are saying that we're muppets or we're followers or we're under government's thumb because we've had the vaccine. Well, nobody twisted my arm to have the vaccine. No government official, no GP. I made that decision on my own because I have the flu jab every year, like millions of other people do have the flu jab. To me, all this jab it wasn't a COVID jab as such. It was to protect me from a strain of flu that my body wouldn't cope with if I got it. Do you know? So I don't see why we're sheep because we've had the injection. It was just my decision. Just because my next door neighbour decided that they didn't want it doesn't make them any less a person just because they've decided. It's just their opinion, innit? Just their choice. I don't know whether they did. I'm just using that as an example. The multicultural doctors and nurses are the best in their field. I see enough of hospitals to know that. But again, I'm not being funny, Kelly, but even a simple statement like that, the multicultural doctors and nurses are the best in their field. Do you know, Kelly, as daft as it sounds, that's got a racial slur to it, if you get what I mean. This is why, instead of saying they're multicultural, all doctors and nurses are best in their field. It doesn't matter where they're from, you know. All doctors that are in a position are the best in their field because they've trained, because they've learned. Has nothing to do with multicultural. It has nothing to do with color of skin. It has nothing to do with somebody's background, you know. But this is what I'm saying, Kelly. This, and I'm not picking at you, darling, and I'm just using it because you're the one that commented, unfortunately. But again, we're using the word multicultural. Just because we're different religions and we have different ways of life. Some people prefer to cook a meal and eat it from floor because in their own culture, that's how they were brought up. That's their ancestors coming in and stepping forward. Do you know what I mean? But it's just a really strange one that the racist slurs come in by comments that aren't meant to be. Do you know? But yeah, it's just a strange one, isn't it? But totally understand what you're saying, Kelly. But yeah, everybody's good in the fields that they learned for. So tonight's live. Let's get back onto something a bit more positive than this conversation. They're a bit deep, as John says. It's a bit deep. I get what you're saying. Just make it. Oh, definitely, Kelly. Definitely, my love. And you know what? Like I said, 100% agree with what you're saying.
I went on Facebook, right,
To you, Kelly.
On your live.
Yeah.
And it says you're live, but I thought it was an advert for a sex doll.
You cheeky bastard. You're making me swear in the morning. Morning, soldier, my lovely. Do you know, I'm going to punch John when we get off screen. So, guys, I am going to leave it there. The weather today is very muggy, very cloudy, and very shitty. So, yes, we shall leave it there, and we shall be on later on this afternoon. I will come back on. I'll set up. Oh no, I can't do that in members. I can't set. I can't. I don't want to do it through StreamYards though. I'll come back on and put a time at strike one. Is it really only strike one? Basket case. Oh dear. So we shall see you later on. Have a great day, everybody. Love to you all. And do you know what? I respect each and every one of you because do you know what? We can have that. We can talk like this, and it's all good because everybody can have their opinions. So yeah. So have a great day, my lovelies, and take care. We shall see you soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah.